and welcome to another love episode on Women Today show with Christine Amira. It's really a nice thing to welcome you today in this season of love and Valentine's. Let me just first extend my love and appreciation to all of you, my viewers. Thank you so much for always staying tuned and being with me on this journey as we seek to inspire each other, encourage each other, and just love on one another actually. So today we're talking about something so interesting, so broad, but at the same time very intimate, and that is self-love, right? We talk about all these sorts of love during Valentine's, romance, and all these things, but we forget something so essential, which is our self-love. And it's not self-love that is about selfishness. You know, we're not trying to be selfish by saying we love ourselves. No. The conversation today is basically, loving yourself in your natural state. The natural state in itself is just supposed to be happy and joyous and fulfilled, yeah? Before you start looking for happiness and joy in all these other elements that are there in life. So, welcome to the conversation. I have very good, interesting guests. I'll introduce them. Yeah, maybe you'll say your name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
start
right.
with you. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Waitherero Githu, and I'm happy to be here and having this conversation with you.
Yeah. Okay. And
All right, hi everyone. My name is Catherine Nganga, and I'm also happy to be here having this conversation with Christine and Waitherero.
okay. Yeah. So I guess as I was saying, self-love is very intimate. And I guess I have to give credit to these girls for coming out and having a girl talk that is it's so private. Yeah. Self-love is a journey, and I just wanted to first start by maybe relaxing a bit and asking, what do you feel like it's part of self-love to know? Like, what are you most grateful for about in life right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
Waitherero can start.
Right now, the current season I'm in, I'm grateful for peace.
Love it.
Professionally and personally, my life is peaceful, and I'm very happy for that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Peace is priceless.
Peace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's priceless.
Yeah.
And I understand because at this age that we are in, you've struggled to so many things in life. 20s would be tough for the longest, right? And then when you're trying to jump to the next level, it's like, okay, now you understand yourself, and then you get to a place of peace. Yeah. And you, Kathy?
I think actually it's really close to what Waitherero has said. It touches on harmony and lack of conflict, like internal conflict and external conflict. I'm really enjoying a place of harmony, not being in so much conflict with myself, and based on my actions, and not being in so much conflict with those around me. I think those are the things as we grow older, in the certain age we're in, those are the things we really value right now. Everyone is like peace of mind, harmony. So that's what I'm really enjoying and grateful for. Yeah.
I guess self-awareness it is, yeah? There's so many ways to describe this peace and self-awareness and just being in a good state, yeah?
Yeah.
And I guess we're talking about love and self-love, and I don't know, do you feel like the things that are happening around you, like love being given to you, defines how you feel about yourself? Yeah. I jumped onto the hard yeah.
So love being given to you.
Yeah, like in the sense of offered to you, like it might be just not necessarily romance, but like your people around you, your friends, and all that. Do you feel like if they love you, then you've loved yourself more in the journey, or is it just that? I feel like I love me first. Anything else you do is an addition.
No, I think currently or how I take it is that by me being able to love and love myself better, I'm able to love others as well. I'm also giving guys the grace to be able to show me love in different ways, right? Sometimes you have the expectation of I need to be loved in 1, 2, 3 ways, but that's not necessarily maybe how Catherine can love me. So according guys the grace to show me love in different ways, and also in putting so much in myself to also love myself, that I don't feel that I'm neglecting or being neglected in one way or another.
Yeah. I'm thinking love in different ways. Tell us more.
Love in different ways, okay.
Do you mean like love language?
Even love language, let me just expound on it a bit, right? We all have different friendships, or we all have different relationships with different people, right? So my friendship maybe with Catherine, how she loves me is maybe when she's advising me, when she's pouring into me and you know, reassuring me in different things. I feel loved, right? Maybe for you it would be how we spend time together, maybe the conversations we have, you know, that are edifying, that makes me feel loved. So it's love in different ways.
To clarify. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so going back to your initial question, I think for me, the aspect of self-love and the love I receive from people around me, they're very independent, mutually exclusive. So the way I feel, if somebody extends love to me, it won't impact how I love myself. Even if, you know, there's that feel-good moment, you'll feel and it will impact your afternoon, you'll have a nice day. You know, but that's basically it. It's not something that is long term. For me, if I feel I'm happy with myself, you know, I'm not disagreeing with myself. And by that I mean, you know, when you plan to do something and then you don't do it, then you're like, okay, this is what you said you'll do. This is, you're not doing it. So you're essentially in conflict with yourself. So I get the feeling that when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, when I'm not conflicting with myself, that is when I feel I love myself the most, and that's what gives me confidence to take on any day. So if somebody comes up, you know, Waitherero brings me flowers, you know, tells me, oh, you know, today you're looking so nice. I mean, that's like, that's just like the icing on the cake. But what matters most is how I'm relating with myself. Then how people relate with me is just, you know, it's a good to have. It's just a nice thing to that, an add-on.
Yeah. So I guess that brings me to the next question. Like, how have you been showing yourself love, like lately? Yeah.
I feel like that's a very loaded question. That's a very loaded question. Okay. So for me, what I do is I classify self-love for myself in different things, right? And it's in the different things that I've called out for the year that I want to do. So when I'm loving myself mentally is, you know, saying, am I investing myself by reading more, right? Am I unlearning certain biases that I have, you know, when I'm talking about physically, the way I go to the gym sometimes, exercising, trying to eat well. That's another journey by itself. But so in this current season of life, I'm focusing on my mental wellness, focusing on my physical wellness, financial wellness as well. You know, we're in the 30s and we have to do what we have to do. So so different facets, just promoting self-love for myself.
I think it has a lot to do with what Waitherero has said. And maybe I think that's why we are friends. Well, we have a lot of similarities. But actually, she's put it so well and so beautifully. But it's more or less the same thing. But there are goals that I've set for myself. And these goals cut across different areas, spiritually, financially, career-wise. So when I feel like I'm taking active steps to meet my goals, then I feel like that is a demonstration of self-love. It's not that I said I'll wake up at 5 a.m. today and I wake up at 10. You know, the minute I do that, then I'll be like, okay, what's up? We had a plan to wake up early. You've not woken up early. So what's wrong? I feel like that sets me back emotionally when I'm not doing what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. But the journey towards achieving all these goals that I've set out for myself, that's one way, like in all the different aspects. And for me, another important thing is how you talk to yourself. Self-talk is actually a very key aspect of self-love. Assuming that I had goals and have not achieved them. You know, how do I talk to myself as Catherine? Am I like, seriously? You know, really? You're like, okay, you know, don't be so hard on yourself. You've done 1, 2, 3. Tomorrow we can do better. So positive self-talk is one of the things that I'm really keen on. And I think the last one is just taking care of my environment. And it's in very simple things, like if I'm in an orderly, if my house is orderly, my room is orderly, you know, there's no weird messes around me. I feel like that makes me more orderly. And you know, so if I'm enjoying my environment, I'm talking to myself positively, and I'm taking steps to achieving my goals, then I feel like, you know, you're 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I agree with the thing about giving yourself grace.
Yeah.
Even when you're not able to keep the daily promises that you've made for yourself. I like that, I agree.
No.
Yeah. Okay. But then, okay, I guess I was going to also ask about forgiving ourselves. You know, there's that extra grace we need. We know when I asked that question, I thought first you guys will say, first of all, I do shopping. I buy myself all the nice things.
That is
That is there.
very much there. Very much
That's there actually.
In terms of self-care, right? Because as much as the self-love is also
There's also self-care.
right? So self-care for me would always be ensuring that my hair, as much as it's low maintenance, is good. My skin looks good. My nails, you know, my styling.
You're hydrating.
I'm hydrating. All those things. They're not. Yeah, they have to be included. All those nice things. They have to be included.
Yeah.
So, how do you also prefer love being shown to you? Then you show love to yourself, and then you see part of loving yourself is also what you accept. You said about taking care of your environment. You know, like sometimes it can be the people and how they show love to you.
Actually,
You
yeah.
have negotiables and non-negotiables. You're like, yeah, now this ain't love. This is you're telling me love, but your actions are not right.
Yeah, communicating the same thing.
Yeah, not completely the same thing. But then basically, how do you, let's talk about the romantic ways, I guess. Maybe that's the most interesting one right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so whoever is watching this video at home. Yeah, so I think for me it's quality time. And I have so many. I have quality time. Somebody loving me is spending time with me. There's quality time, there is gifts. You know, because that is how I show love personally. So, you know, loving me is also, you know, gifting me, surprising me. And it's not, I'm not talking about you bought me something, you know.
Extraordinary.
It's not the value of the gift, it's the thought behind the gift. So gifting is one of them. Quality time is one of them. Actually, I have so many. You guys, do you have time? And then there is how you also talk to me. You know, are you talking to me in a respectful way? What they're calling words of affirmation. Every day, you know, are you supporting me with your words? Are you building me up with your words? You know, are these caring and loving words? And it doesn't mean there's no criticism and we won't argue or something like that. It just means even how we relate with each other during times of conflict. You know, there's still some respect behind it. You know, there's still some love behind it. Hey, what else? Physical touch is also a love language, or how you can show love to me. I like holding hands with someone. You know, I like being hugged for no reason. You know, not just at the high bye. No, I like for absolutely no reason. You know, I like things like that. So yeah, I think for me that.
Mine are also similar to what Kate has said. Quality time is very big for me, and in quality time is where I think you get to build that deep friendship. As I said, friendship is love.
This is by Waitherero, by the way. This is by how friendship is love.
So
I agree with that.
romantically, what I appreciate is quality time, a lot of physical, what do you call it, physical?
Physical touch.
Touch. I forgot that. Physical touch, but as well being able to lean on each other, right? Not every day is sunshine and rainbows, but even when it's sunshine and rainbows, we're still able to have that camaraderie together. So for me, and gifts. Oh yeah, gifts. You're like, don't forget the gifts. But yes, a lot of that.
Okay. And so this year, like, how have you said you're intentionally, like, let me just give one thing you said is what you'll take care of you like that you're at peace. Yeah. So what are you doing this year intentionally to say, oh my God, I just have to make sure that I do this. This is my self-care journey, and this.
Okay.
Or maybe something you promised yourself that this is your self-care goal. Yeah, I'll put it like that.
So I think on my bedroom, I have one word I highlight every year, just as a mental note for as I do everything around me, this is the one thing. And last year and this year, the word has been consistent. No, the word consistently has been healthy, right? So making sure for me, I have healthy relationships. I'm emotionally healthy, I'm mentally healthy, financially healthy, physically healthy. Everything that I am doing around me is focused on health, right? So making sure that even when I'm talking about my financial goals, how healthy are they? You know, if there's debt, how am I managing that debt? If there's investments, what are the steps I'm taking to ensure that I'm investing in the right way? Right? When I'm talking about mentally, you know, when I'm doing my self-care every Sunday, how does that look like? Spiritually, when I have my days when I'm just having a conversation with God, how healthy is that? How disciplined am I in that? So for me, my word is healthy and it's wholesome. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Intentional about it, man. I've seen her hiking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The time I saw a video. You posted something about what being in I don't know where it is. You did a whole picnic for yourself.
Oh yes, that was.
And then opened your Bible.
Yes.
And literally, you know, like
Literally.
highlight.
Those are goals.
Those are goals.
Those
Yes.
are
I
goals.
had to ask her, where is that?
That
Like,
was
I did
Paradise Gardens.
Oh, okay.
So I normally go there for my dates with God.
Okay.
Right?
How often?
I think it's slowed down, but I used to go every 2 weeks. My devotion is weekly. I do a weekly devotion for myself, but every 2 weeks I will just take myself nicely and just spend some time with God. You know,
Like you got good for me.
I'm like, come, let's have like a small
We need to
conversation,
talk about this thing.
right?
Yeah.
Let's have a small conversation.
Yeah.
So it's making sure that I create those small times to do the things I've called myself for when I'm saying I want healthy in the different aspects of life.
Yeah. Okay. So on to you, Kathy.
I think for me, the word that I'd pick would be faithfulness. And this is faithfulness in all aspects of life. And this, by faithfulness, I mean doing what you're supposed to be doing, the best way you're supposed to be doing, you know, doing the right thing at the right time in the right way. So that has been my mantra going forth, especially this year. And it applies to all important, my priority areas right now. It's really, I find it really applicable. And I'll give you an example, especially with the career goals that I've set for myself. You know, it means showing up 100%. So if I have a presentation, there's no way I'm preparing for that presentation 10 minutes before the presentation. I need to have done my research. I need to have made sure that I understand what I'm presenting so that even the audience that I'm presenting it to can get the maximum value from my presentation. So that's just a simple example. Some of the things that I'm working on so that I make sure I'm ready in any given circumstance to, you know, to deliver the best possible results. And even in my relationships with my family, you know, faithfulness in terms of spending time with my parents, spending time with my friends. Like if I said I'm gonna show up, you know, I really have to show up. There's no other way. Even if I'm asleep, you know, there's this joke about the plans that you make when you are an extrovert for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm not an extrovert, but sometimes I get extrovert moments. So I'm like, I need to host something. I need to do this with my friends. Then now my normal self, my normal introvert kicks in and like, why did you make those plans?
Yeah, when I asked you,
Why did you? And I'm like, wait, was I really extroverted on that day?
She first said yes, and then went like, I guess I have nothing else, and she's trying to think of something else. She's like, there's nothing else I needed to, but like, I can see. She's trying to be like, no, maybe I should not have said
No,
yes.
actually, not even that. Over the last weekend when I was hosting the game night, and I was like, when I was having a discussion about hosting a game night with my friends, I was so excited. For those 5 minutes, I was super excited. Then I went home and I'm like, wait, why did I agree to host this game?
I did that for some time as well. I think I committed to hosting a picnic. Then she was just like, let's see. The next day I'm like,
Oh, I was supposed to go swimming.
I was like, guys, we go swimming. Then she was just like, let's see tomorrow.
Let's see tomorrow. Talk to me tomorrow.
tomorrow. The next day she's like, swimming.
Are we going swimming?
That was just 5 minutes of extroversion.
I know.
Come down.
So actually that's it for me. For me, I'm like, you know, if I said I'm gonna do something, there's no other way around it. I just have to commit to it. And you know, nowadays it's very easy for guys to bail on plans or be like, I'm so busy, and you know, deep down,
Creating business.
you are not even really that busy. So I think it's commitment in terms of, you know, being there for your friends, showing up for your friends, you know, if it's with your parents, spending time with your parents, if it's in a relationship, a romantic relationship, it's keeping those healthy boundaries, you know, so that you maintain a level of faithfulness that you're also like really happy with.
I love that word. I've never had somebody saying their word for me is faithfulness. You're faithful to your people and relationships. I love that. I just have a random question. Actually, I've not thought about this before, but now that we're here, let's talk. Do you think COVID season, the lockdown time and everything affected a lot about your mental health and relationships? Like, do you think it did, or? And now that we're not normal, we're back to normal, but everything is picking up again. Do you think now it's like, oh, I think that time something was wrong with me, but now I'm good?
No.
Never. Of course, it had an impact on our friendships and relationships, in terms of even how much time you could spend with people. You know, some of the activities that you used to enjoy doing with people, you don't get to do them as much during COVID and during curfew. But in terms of personally, I think I was just enjoying the downtime.
Enjoy the downtime.
You know,
I think for me,
It's necessary once in a while, to have that downtime. Maybe.
yeah, because for me, COVID, that period of COVID, felt very nice. I don't know. It felt,
okay, no, it's a weird thing to say, but it's very true.
There was no pressure for many things.
Yeah.
Like social pressure and all these
Yeah.
things. Haikukuwa.
Yeah, that's
And
very
everything
true.
just went. Everything didn't make sense if you're not healthy. Like, no, sorry. How did I want to put it? Everything didn't matter as long as you're just healthy. Like everything everybody was fighting for was health.
of course, like let's say financial stress. That was for everyone, right?
Yeah.
But when I think about relationships, I think even some relationships thrived. The ones that needed to fall off fell off. You know, the ones that needed to be there were strengthened, because at that point it was, you're either doing FaceTime, you're either doing your own phone, chatting with friends, very limited one-on-one time. Even at the workplace, very limited one-on-one time. So if you're focusing on work from home, for me it was easier working from home, right? So I enjoyed.
Actually, yeah,
I enjoyed that
I think it had
period.
some positives.
Yeah.
Especially for our self-care. That's what we're about. So, talking about relationships, what kind of partner would you want to, or would you imagine, or wish to attract? You know, life happens, and you know, you cannot say, oh, this is the kind of man I want, and that's how you get 100% tick. Maybe that happens to some people, but just realistically, for your own self-care, what kind of partner would you want to attract? A life partner.
Yeah. I like the way you looked at me fast. Like, go fast.
Yeah.
So currently the characteristics I'm looking for. I'm single.
Yeah.
The characteristics I'm looking for in a partner.
Yeah.
I'm looking for someone who's very self-aware.
Okay.
They're dealing with themselves in that they know what their areas of growth are, right?
And they're owning them.
They're owning them. They're accepting that this is who I am, but this is who I want to be, and working towards that.
Okay.
I'm very keen on that, right? I'm also looking for someone who's having a personal journey with God, because I'm also in the same boat. I'm learning about God. I'm building a friendship with Him. So that's also something I'm really keen on when it comes to a partner. And then I'm just looking for someone honest, grounded, and who can be a very good friend.
Yeah,
You know.
Friendship is key. Friendship is love.
Friendship is love.
I
Yeah.
This is what works for you. It works for you.
Everything.
You need to tell us how you came up with that one of these days.
I will.
Okay. What kind of partner? Or maybe
Um,
you already partnered up, you know?
I think for me, what is the most important characteristic? No, I'm getting to something.
Yeah,
I think for me, the most important characteristic is character. And character is somebody who, you know, is a person of their word, for example, because character is very broad. So to me, character is being a man of your word. If it says, I'll be here on Saturday and this is what you're going to do on Saturday, then I know for sure, you know, unless there's an emergency, I know unless something really bad happens, that this is what we're doing. It's somebody whose word I can trust, number one. And character is also some level of honesty. And that's what you're saying, that aspect of having a relationship, you know, with God, a spiritual guy, it builds onto his character. It builds onto his character. You know, of course, the usual, handsome, funny. I mean, no, not to, yeah, you like to laugh. Because sometimes you don't need to take, somebody who doesn't take themselves so seriously. You know, they can laugh with you, they can laugh at themselves, they can laugh at you. You know, a very light-hearted kind of guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being in love is tough, or being married, because that's the notion out there. Everybody's like, you're not getting married. Oh my God, like why? You know, it's work. Is it something you'd be willing to put in work? Or how? Okay, anyway, how does that feel to you? That statement, you're like, does it make you still want to be in love, knowing that, or maybe be
It
hitched?
could be.
Yeah, knowing that it's tough, because
But
you know it
everything
really
is everything is work,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Everything is work, baby.
Clearing your primary school was a lot of work. Clearing your high school, a lot of work. Getting into university, finishing university, getting a degree, all of it has
A lot of
been
work.
A lot of work. And in all those moments, there's moments of joy, there's moments of tears, right? Even getting a job, being in the job, growing in the job, growing in the career path.
That's still work.
It's been a lot of work, a lot of time investment there, growing friendships. It's been a lot of work, right? There are moments you've cried with your friends, there are moments you've cosanad. You know,
Even in the workplace,
yeah,
friction in the
friction.
workplace
So I
know,
think that statement makes it feel like everything else
is
not
easy,
easy,
except
Yeah.
but it's not. Everything
Actually,
is
they-
a lot of work.
love it.
So yeah, you go in, you do the work,
Yeah.
you give your all.
Yeah.
If it works, fine. If it doesn't,
the
dust
thing.
yourself.
Why are we always trying to
Oga,
get nothing?
rudi soko.
Yeah.
Oga, rudi soko. You know, like
Okay.
No.
actually not guaranteed of anything. To be honest, they're not guaranteeing us of anything.
But I feel like we should stop telling ourselves that, okay, that you know that can happen. Like I feel like that is what is affecting many relationships, and they are failing because we are all waiting for something to happen, and then we want to kosana. Like it's both sides, like both genders are like, that is going to be tough, but it looks like if it gets here, I mean, I'm done. Like I think it's been tough too much. Or it's been, you know, like guys are just willing to quit because of that. Like there's that thing of utaoga no utarudi
Soko. I think, and I think it is something.
I think it's a reality.
Yeah, it's a reality, but then it's also, I think, exposure, right?
Yeah.
From my understanding of how I see things, I see a lot of marriages and relationships thriving, like a lot, right? And then the ones that are not working out create the most noise.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
It's a friend of mine say that.
yeah, so even the perception out here, dating in Nairobi is not easy as well.
That's a whole other topic of conversation.
But
we should have.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it doesn't negate that there are good people, that relationships, some are working, and the ones that are working well. Not saying that they don't have problems, but they are working, they are healthy, right?
Yeah.
And I think that statement is a bias. That one for nothing works. I think it's a bias, and people choose what they choose. If you choose to live in the chaos, that world is chaotic.
Yeah.
So you'll never see the positivity out of it. But if you choose to unlearn certain biases and just invest in different things, I think relationships thrive.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, the wisdom today. Yeah,
Hey.
the wisdom today.
Hey. He said it's today, but it's all day, every day. It's all day, every day.
Yeah, and I can't end this conversation, though I was just about to, without talking about what has been trending lately. Tinder Swindler. Have you guys watched it?
Ah, yes.
I watched Tinder Swindler.
Yeah. What did you think of that? And especially looking at it from the perspective of being a woman, like.
Me, I was like, how? You know, I mean, even if you are into someone and you really love them, and maybe you're sharing some kind of financial responsibility, I feel like these ladies gave too much too soon. I feel like there's a stage in the relationship where you can share maybe financial burdens. You know, for me, that is marriage.
Yeah.
But you will find 1 month into the relationship, the guy is already asking you to sort street.
So, but does that say something about us ladies today? Because I'm not trying to judge them, and I'm not trying to put them in a box of, oh my God, you guys. But again, at the same time, because when I watched it at first, I was like, how? But everybody kept telling me, Christine, look at it from the part that this guy showed them that he has all the money.
Actually, that's another point. That's
So
actually another point.
Okay, there's that personality. Like women, we are so naturally giving, loving, or nurturing. But do you think we are also, I don't want to degrade ourselves, but you know, like, too trusting, or is it that we are desperate now, you know? Because I feel like all these guys, what this guy was trying to do was promise them marriage and a life and, you know, looking at money.
I get it. But actually, you've talked about so many different things in that one point.
Yeah.
You know, I still maintain that there's a part in the relationship where you can do some of these things. So it's a red flag when somebody's asking you 1 month in, you know, my enemies.
My enemies after.
You know, my enemies after. Like, who even say that?
The Kenyan response would have
You know, there's that. And then you can't take away the fact that, okay, so this is somebody you think is rich. You know, because I'd ask myself this question, would these women be so invested in giving this guy money if he was not so rich? You know, but even with that said, I still stick to my principles. Whether you're rich, whether you're poor, there's a time in the relationship for sharing burdens and telling me about your enemies. You know, I'm like, you can't be telling me about your enemies. Like, see, and I also didn't understand, like, how do you think you can really fall for someone head over heels until you take loans in 1 month?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
I don't think I can. I don't.
Because also I was wondering,
the wildest imagination that I can. Now that I've stopped being the host now.
you know, is it even love or might it be infatuation?
When I was watching it, let me tell you, I was writing mental notes on my phone. Not mental notes, like physical notes.
I
on
do
my
that
phone.
too.
Yeah, I write. I'm like, these are the things I will not do. Of the things that I will.
I've watched.
Yeah, I've watched. These are the things.
See.
So some of the things that came across for me was when they started that thing for giving money. The thing that hit me was the verse that says, "Guard your heart, because from everything
It stems out of.
yeah, yeah." And I was just like, guarding your heart is also setting the boundaries for yourself. Yeah? In that, the way she's saying, she has principles of at what stage do I give certain parts of myself to another, right? So I was like, here there's a whole thing of how do you set boundaries even with people you're in relationships with, people you're in friendships with, when it comes to maybe financial boundaries, because I felt like there was a lack of financial boundaries in terms of giving, right? I also, the other thing I noted was a sense of community, right? And I was comparing it to Kenyan babes, right? At the point where the guy is saying, come to my private jet, I would have told my friends.
Yeah.
In me.
Yeah,
like they want.
you can't be on someone.
And you know, I thought of you first. I was like,
You tell
would be,
Kadili.
yeah.
Where are you going?
What are you doing? I thought of her first because I was like, should be very quick to catch it. Like, why are you guys flying in a private jet for the first time? You know,
Doesn't matter how
Yeah.
rich this guy
so
is.
I kind of
Actually, it doesn't matter how rich somebody is. You can't be
I just
doing
felt
that.
like maybe in the European world, maybe a lack of community you might be caught up in such things, right? Because friends would be
tell
there.
her friends.
And you know, her
And
friends
the
gassed her up,
wow,
but
yeah.
some friends, like true friends would really be like, I don't think,
Yeah.
they would really catch you on, or maybe give you things to take note, even as you're going on that date. Sometimes you can't really convince a person not to go, but even in the going, you'd be like, okay, look out for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
She told her friends about, I don't know if she told her friends about him coming with
The baby mama.
let me tell you.
That.
What I if I got like red flags everywhere.
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah, no, right? The other bit I felt like a sense of community is when she's been told go look for a house. I feel like in a Kenyan context, in a Kenyan context, right? By the time a guy, or maybe my exposure, by the time a guy is telling you, let's move in together, you're even taking it to your parents.
Yeah.
Actually.
And that's what I don't want
You
to
know.
do as Kenyans and Africans.
Yeah,
that
like
sense
even
of,
your friends, you tell your friends,
accountability.
yes,
Yeah.
like, hey, he's asking for me to move in together.
Yeah.
Someone would be like, a friend would ask you, what, has he gone to see your parents
Yeah.
and state his intentions, right?
Yeah.
That's very true.
So those are the things I was like, hey, there are things lacking here.
Yeah.
That me, I'm already cut off.
Red
removed
flag,
from that
red flag.
conversation of send me money, my enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, you know, the good thing, what I've taken from what you said is the fact that you're taking all these notes and you're deciding for yourself even before you get into a relationship. So by the time you get into a relationship, these are things you've established, you know. Stories of money, this is how I'll handle money in a relationship. Stories of random dates and, you know, movie, any arrangement. You already know before you get into a relationship that this is what you'll do and this is not what you'll do. And sometimes that can make the difference between a successful and a poor relationship, because sometimes you'll find guys are figuring out things along the way. But I think as you're getting into a relationship, there's some things you should decide beforehand and then stick to them. So if somebody's not smiling at you and akuchekesha, you're like, oh, how much do you need?
Yeah, and she didn't see that guy.
You know?
She didn't see that guy for a while. Even in that 1, 2, 3 months of dating, she probably saw him like 1 month.
Yeah.
The
And
rest
this
was
was asking,
traveling.
do you really think it's possible to love someone months that you're not seeing?
I was confused.
I didn't see how they would lie about it, and I could tell that they were really putting themselves out there to save other women, and I appreciate them for that. But wow.
I didn't
Hey, wow.
understand how.
We need to care for ourselves.
The other thing I was like is the credit facilities in Europe. I was like, so in Europe, access to credit is especially for European people. I'm like, wow, it's so quick.
I know, yeah.
By the time you're cleared for $250,000,
No, but what I loved the babe at the end,
At
the
the
one
end, yeah, that one.
who decided to swindle him back by selling his clothes. And the way he reacted, I was just like, this girl's not okay.
It was a very.
I don't think that girl was not okay.
He's not okay.
I don't think he was okay. But anyway, I feel like we can talk about this
Talk
guy.
about this forever. But I like to end this. At the beginning, I should have given you papers to write what you're grateful for today. But then I'll just let you say it out loud. I just want you to end in a very nice, positive note. So you go home, you're like, wow, yeah, I am grateful for this today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, we'll end there.
All right. So for me, I'm grateful even for this experience, just to be able to share, you know, and see each other, and everyone is looking okay, everyone is looking nice. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm just grateful like for the things that I had talked about in the beginning. I'm grateful for the peace of mind I'm enjoying. I'm grateful for the people who I have right now in my life, you know, and I'm excited. I'm actually excited for this year. You know, I'm hoping better and better things will of this year. Yeah. So that's me. Never.
I'm just like, okay.
There's so many things I could say, but those are my top.
Yeah, I think today I'm very grateful for this opportunity. We don't get to talk about self-love as much. And I think this is a start to many self-love conversations that we'll have in different ways, in different formats.
Yeah.
I'm also especially grateful for the life that I am crafting for myself. yeah, with family, with friends, building a community for myself, and investing heavily on myself currently.
Yeah.
So placing my best bet on myself, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy in this journey. Yeah.
Okay. I love that. I love that. I'm grateful for both of you today. I'm so grateful.
Wow.
And thank you so much for honoring this invite, coming in, and for you giving me this sweatshirt. Guys, if you are interested in this, please, I'll leave your Instagram account.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that you can actually order.
Yeah.
And I love it. Friendship is love.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for the love that I have for them and they have for me to actually
Yay.
come. Yeah, so thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Yay, thanks.
I just want to say thank you so much for all our viewers. Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you so much to On the Grind Coffee Bar and Restaurant. Thank you for the space that we are in today. You guys can pass by along Waitherero Road when you need coffee or something, you know. It's a good space here. Thank you so much, the guys behind camera. Yeah?
Yay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a good shoot. And yeah, I hope you're having a good Valentine season, because we'll post this around Valentine's Valentine season, yeah? And I hope you're having a good Valentine season. More love, more light, more goodness, more positivity, all the good vibes to you. That's it for now. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, and yeah, bye. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.